Basic geometry terms. Point, line, plane. In geometry, these terms are considered undefined terms because they are accepted as intuitive ideas with no formal definitions. These undefined terms will be used in the definitions of other geometry terms. A point is a specific location. It has no dimension. It is represented by a dot. A point will usually have a letter next to it, which is used to name that point. In the example pictured, we would call that figure point P. A line is a connected straight path. Although a picture of a line has some thickness, the line itself has no thickness. It extends into infinity in both directions. A line will usually have a letter by it that is used to name the line. You can also name it by using 2 points that are on the line. For the figure shown, we can call it line L using the cursive L that is on the right-hand side of the line. We could also name it by using the 2 points that are on the line, so we can call it line AB or line BA. And the most common way that you're going to see it written in geometry is this way, where the 2 letters of the points on the line are shown and the symbol for a line is on top of it. And you would pronounce that line AB or line BA. A plane is a flat surface. It has no thickness and it extends into infinity in all directions. A plane will usually have a letter on it that is by itself. This letter is used to name the plane. You can also name the plane using 3 points on the plane. For the figure shown, we can name it plane R or plane ABC. Now that we've looked at these 3 undefined terms, let's take a look at these 2 defined terms. The 2 defined terms that we're going to look at are line segment and ray. They're called defined terms because the definitions of these terms uses undefined terms in them. A line segment or segment is a portion of a line consisting of 2 points called endpoints and all points between them. To name a line, you would use the 2 endpoints. So you can call the figure shown segment ST or segment TS. The order of the letters does not matter, but the most common way that you're going to see it written is with the symbol for a line segment on top of the 2 letters, and you would pronounce that segment ST or segment TS. A ray is a portion of a line that starts at an endpoint and continues forever in one direction. In order to name a ray, you must first name the endpoint, followed by another point in the direction of the ray. For the figure shown, the correct way to refer to it would be ray BC, or with the symbol of a ray on top of the 2 letters, which would also be pronounced ray BC. That's the most common way that you're going to see it written. It would be incorrect if you call it ray CB or name it ray CB. That would be incorrect. You always have to start with the endpoint followed by another point that's in the direction that the ray is headed in. So make sure you don't make that mistake, because if you name it ray CB, that is going to be incorrect. Coplanar and collinear. Let's first take a look at coplanar. Points that lie on the same plane are coplanar. In this figure, points A, B, and C are coplanar. For collinear, points that lie on the same line are collinear. So in this example, points X, Y, and Z are collinear because they're all on the same line. A postulate is a statement that is accepted as true without proof. Just like undefined terms, postulates form the building blocks of geometry. Segment addition postulate. Let A, B, and C be collinear points. If B is between A and C, then AB plus BC equals AC. Postulates can sometimes sound confusing. I find that the easiest way to understand them is if you focus on this part. If you focus on this part that I've highlighted and look at the diagram, it becomes pretty easy to understand. If you add segments AB plus segment BC, the result will be segment AC. In fact, the title tells you all you need to know. Segment addition postulate. You are adding segments. Postulates will play an important role when you start doing geometry proofs, where you will need to prove that a mathematical statement is true or false. Please make sure to have a sheet of paper out and something to write with so that we could do a quick review of what we've just learned. Question number 1. What are the different ways to name this figure? And is it an undefined term or a defined term? Please take a few seconds to answer that before we review. Okay, let's check our answer. The different ways to name this figure are segment AB, segment BA. We could also name it using the symbol for a line segment, and underneath it put the two letters of our endpoints, AB and BA, and that's pronounced segment AB and segment BA as well. And this is a defined term, all right? A line segment is a defined term. Let's look at our next review question. What are the different ways to name this figure? And is it an undefined term or a defined term? I'll give you a few seconds to write out your answers. All right, let's look at our answer. The different ways to name this figure are line S, line XY, line YX, and using the symbol for a line, we could also write it that way with line XY or line YX. And a line is an undefined term. Okay, next question. What are the different ways to name this figure? And is it an undefined term or a defined term? All right, ready for the answer? The different ways to name this figure are ray JK with words or with the symbol for array and the JK underneath it. An array is a defined term. Question number 4. What are the different ways to name this figure? And is it an undefined term or a defined term? Okay, the different ways to name this figure are plane M or plane XYZ, and a plane is an undefined term. Question number 5. Points that lie on the same line are called what? Okay, points that lie on the same line are called collinear. Question number 6. Points that lie on the same plane are called what? Points that lie on the same plane are called coplanar. Okay, and that concludes this lesson. If you find this video helpful, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share.